Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of our Salem by Night. Welcome to the Camarilla chapter of our story. My name is Will. I'll be the storyteller this evening. Last, we left off in our band of troublemakers, as they've come to be known in our chats. Albert Frost was knocked out in a single punch uh, by the doorman of the Ivory Tower. And right before any real fisticuffs happened, our very thoughtful Melvin Wright pulled out a gun on the bouncer. Uh, and before they could leave, they were asked to come upstairs, where they met an Anastasia Richards, who they hadn't seen since the Elysium, where they were introduced to the court almost a month entirely ago. Melvin then, taking it upon himself to be the best friend that he is, fed Albert another bit of his blood, and has had a vision as his hunger kind of leveled up with his intention. And once they got to the penthouse apartment, they saw that Anastasia Richards was meeting with the manager, a young Brandon from Tower Records. They found out that she's been trying to figure out what happened with Jane Arwen, and that she suspects somebody in Prince Birmingham's camp having driven her away. She's also trying to sell Tower Records to somebody who they found out was Andrew Givens. They were told that Anastasia believes Antoine Malcolm Davies has kind of driven Jane Arwen out of Salem, and she has asked the group to find proof of this so that she can try to destroy him in the court. She has also offered up a boon, a favor of sorts, in exchange for this task being done. They realized how important and someone like Anastasia Richards being in their pocket could be, as she was supposed to be the next Ventru Primogen before Geraldine Birmingham took the throne and kind of established her own Primogen after the Beckoning happened. But Anastasia Richards also gave the Tower Records manager a large bag of weed, which had an exquisitely funny exchange in the elevator with Melvin, who used to be a police officer. They were told that Antoine likes to hang out in the old section of Salem, and afterwards they decided to drop Albert off in Melvin's Haven, since it's up near one of the locations that Josh left for them, which is the Red Eye Lounge. And after dropping off the dead weight, pun intended, they hit the bar for some country fun, as it were. A neon bronco rider, a neon bull, a circled stage of horny men, and a wet t-shirt contest were apparently all you needed to create a night of debaucherous murder, as Connie went to the bathroom to try and find some information, found out that this used to be her brother's bar, after she found a note that said Eastworm women are off limits, signed S. And she ended up stabbing a would-be assailant in the neck and then drinking him dry. And having left the knife mark and her teeth marks as well on the neck, they quickly made their way out of the bar, but not before Melvin met a rather dashing and very well-to-do fellow who ended up being Grant Reynolds himself. Connie ended up winning the wet t-shirt contest and getting herself $100 and copped feel by the DJ, but the group left the bar close to sunrise and headed to Melvin's Haven, where all of them have kind of come to rest for the day. And this is where we
The
find
Diablerizer?
this is where we find are 3 players.
What? What?
And that's what you missed on Glee.
And that's what you missed on Glee. Hello.
Oh, this setup is so beautiful.
Oh, Brandon. See, you missed the country bar.
Yep.
You really did. That was so much fun.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
we're gonna get killed.
We're gonna get killed because I didn't clean up my evidence.
Well, you guys are gonna get killed. I'm gonna get a new coterie.
No.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
If I die, you're gonna be so heartbroken. That
So
you're gonna kill
heartbroken.
yourself.
So
Laid out
heartbroken.
in the sun.
We are bonded, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they tell you that Melvin has to kind of meet the sun as punishment for whatever happened, you would volunteer to be there with him, I think.
All right, somebody needs to send me the rules for Blood Bonded too. Hold on.
Just
Hold
wait. Just wait and read 3.
Just wait until 3 happens. But seeing as how all of you have hunkered down for the day and night has come upon us almost around 8:40 in the evening, please make rouse checks to wake yourselves up.
All right.
I don't believe anyone
An
is
8.
hurt. Oh, so you rise with no hunger.
It's just the one dice, yeah?
It's a 1 dice.
I rolled a 4.
Oh, so Connie gets hungrier.
Mm.
Why? But I ate that guy.
I know.
I rolled a one.
But I ain't that guy. I should be
And
I
fine.
should be
so does
full,
Albert.
though.
So Albert's now at hunger 2. Connie's at hunger 1. Melvin stays at hunger
I don't want to be a
3.
hunger 3.
Yeah, remember I
So,
lost the hunger when I
Yeah,
gave it to my buddy boy.
your buddy
Oh,
boy.
That's
So,
true.
as you start to stir for the evening, Connie, there's the scent of that bathroom from the night before has been lingering in your nostrils. And as you start to stir from the dead sleep that you are a part of every day, it starts to bring back visions. And there's a moment where, as you see yourself stabbing that gentleman that tried to accost you the night before, the roles are suddenly reversed, and you're the one being stabbed. And you're looking up at Josh, of all people. And in the stall, you can see a different girl. It could have been anybody else that night. And yet here you are, looking at yourself and kind of having this metaphorical image of what's been done to you, of how your life has been stunted and stopped literally at this point in your body, where you have lived as a vampire now for almost 30 years. And you will never grow old. And you will have to deal with your sister getting older, your brother's getting older, and now that you know that she exists, your niece getting older. And all the while, you'll be the only one that keeps going. Assuming you live that long. As Albert rises, there's a tinge of metal, there's a tinge of adrenaline, and there's a hatred that you don't recognize in your mouth. There's this drive that you suddenly have burning in your throat. You're surrounded by folders, by paperwork, but they're not yours. They're not the work you've been doing trying to find Atlantis, or trying to prove that Atlantis existed, or anything to do with the ancient world. These are file folders and dossiers on people. There are pictures of murder scenes. There are pictures of different crimes. And there's a drive to solve them. and it kind of starts to parallel your drive to solve Atlantis. You start to almost sympathize with this drive. It's so similar. And there's a moment where you don't know if this is your drive or if this is somebody else's drive, but it feels homely. It feels like it could be yours. Maybe it should be yours. And then you come to a circle of fur on your face. And as you stir, you can feel Betty D kind of lump herself off to one side of your face as she stretches and also awakens.
Good morning, Betty D.
But everybody comes to around the same time.
When did we get back here?
Well, you were dragged back here sometime after midnight.
Very
I
early
look-
night.
Well, it was a much earlier night for you.
Oh, was it the gentleman from the lobby?
His fist more than anything.
Oh, smashing. All right.
Something got smashed.
Yeah. Oh, Connie, how are you feeling? I'd say you need a shower, but we know that's not the case.
I just this is one of those moments where I really feel like a splash of water on my face would do me some good.
I mean, we did make you did make $100 yesterday.
You made $100 yesterday.
That's right. I made $100 yesterday.
How did you make $100 yesterday?
Water.
Yeah, water related for sure.
But like, did you drink water? We don't really drink water, Connie.
No, there was no drinking of the water.
No. We went to a bar.
Oh, all right.
And they had a contest, and I won the contest.
Oh, what kind of contest was it?
It's I don't know if are you familiar with what t-shirt contests?
No, not at all. Is it like raining out the water from a shirt or
You could
cloth?
say that.
That's what you do afterward.
Mhm.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm slightly confused.
It's basically it's basically like a masculine parade of women who take off their bras and put on t-shirts that
My.
ultimately get wet, and they dance in these wet shirts.
Connie, did you objectify yourself for money last night?
I did. I totally did. Yeah. But it was kind of necessary. Melvin, I didn't have a chance to tell you, but poor Melvin, he just saw me come straight out of the bathroom, topless and all, and thank you for being so protective. But I had this like burly guy attack me in a bathroom because I went into the men's room to see if I could learn a little bit more about why this was one of the places that we were tasked to go to. And a man cornered me in there, and I just sort of lost my head a little bit, and I killed him, and I needed to, yeah, I killed him. And I sort of needed to clean, and I used my shirt and just sort of used like the whole environment to get out, and now I won $100. So
Did you leave the body there?
yeah.
So you didn't want to tell me while we were there?
With what time I came out topless and was entered into a wet t-shirt contest.
Oh, this was before the wet t-shirt contest.
Yeah.
So you murdered someone,
Yes.
went into the contest, won
Mhm.
$100,
Yes, I did.
and then what? Left with this body in the bathroom?
Well, no, I met Grant Reynolds first. Oh, I didn't mention that to you either last night.
Hold on. You
Yeah.
met
Wait,
you met the Diablerizer,
Mm-hmm.
the chap that
Yeah.
we're supposed to find.
I found him,
w-
and
Oh, good on you!
Wow.
Oh, that's really good. See, Connie, why
Um,
can't you do great things like Melvin here?
I
Now-
got us money, bruh.
Yes, but he furthered our expedition.
not too much. The good news is he seems to like me.
Oh, smashing.
So we've got that going for us. It was a little odd being able to see me while I was invisible, doing my invisible thing
Oh, he
in
could
the
see
club.
you?
While I was in the middle of a club with flashing lights and Connie's rack flying all over the place, he still was able to see me.
Is that a thing? I thought we couldn't. Wait, I'm confused.
What?
So you met the guy?
Yeah, he made eye contact. We were there to try to find something suspicious. Mine didn't end in a murder.
Right, hold on. All right, just
Touche.
let's take a quick pause here. All right. Connie,
You were sleeping.
I was sleeping.
You were knocked out,
I
literally.
was sleeping, and then you guys just brought me? What did we even go into the building? Did you just leave? Did we just leave?
No, we carried you
yeah.
into the building. You got knocked
Yeah.
out in the lobby, and we carried your ass up the stairs. So you were actually part of that whole. So what happened was we were invited after Melvin pulled out his gun on the bouncer or the guard that punched you in the face,
All right.
Mhm.
and we were let up by Anastasia Richards, who lives in that building.
Oh,
Oh,
the
yeah.
almost primogen.
Yeah. We sweet lady. Sweet lady.
She was really nice.
Real
Surprisingly-
peach.
What did she want with us?
Well,
So you remember Jane?
Oh, of course. This was what, less than a month ago?
Yeah. You remember Jane.
Yeah.
So that's that's Jane's sire.
Oh, I'm
And-
well aware.
Okay. And Jane is nowhere to be found, right?
No, I have that in my notes. She's on her way to Hollywood, you know?
Right.
Right.
I have also magic beans to sell you. But
Wait, do you have magic beans to sell me?
yeah, we'll talk about those later. I also got those while you were passed out.
Yeah.
My notes or the beans?
I'm gonna and I lean over to Connie. I'm like, I'm gonna need to borrow like $2 so I can go down to the store. I'll get this like 20 bucks back from it.
Make sure you get the ones labeled legumes.
Done. She told us some things. She owns Tower Records.
That's interesting. All right.
She's trying to sell it to Antoine Givens, but
Oh, I like him. He was a good chap.
Andrew.
but or Andrew, sorry. There was a little bit of a mix up, if I remember correctly, Connie, and correct me if I'm wrong, that there was a little bit of an issue with the sale.
Yeah, she was having a hard time finalizing the sale of the Tower Records.
Like she couldn't get a hold of him, I think it was.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Yeah, he sort of ghosted. Is that a term we used in the 80s? No. He sort of fell off the deal a little bit. But she gave us another task.
Oh,
And we get a favor with her if we complete it.
a boon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's the task? What's the boon?
So you know how Jane's going to Hollywood?
Yes.
Everybody but you doesn't believe that. So they
Right.
think that she was driven out.
No, she sided with Sabat and sold our information to them.
Well, Anastasia doesn't seem to think so.
Mm,
She seems to think that Antoine Malcolm Davies may have something to do with Jane's disappearance.
Really?
Yes.
Well, he likes me. We're supposed to have tea, so because of
Oh,
our shared
perfect.
nationality.
fantastic. Because
Great.
that's what we need to do. We need to find him.
Well, you get going, Mad Hatter.
Well,
You
I
better.
don't know how to reach him, and I also have a difficult time with telephones, per my bloodline.
Mm,
Hmm. Well, we have a lead on where he might be. So
Right.
luckily he's somewhere in town in the old district of Salem. So we have to add that to our list of things to do.
but that's I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else that really
Then why was Tower
eventful.
Records on the list?
Well, we just got upstairs and met Anastasia. I
No,
think
but
that's it.
my question is, why was Tower? Because we have that list of locations that
Right.
Joshua left.
Right.
Yeah.
The manager, the stoner,
Yes.
was working with Anastasia, and
So
us following him led us to her tower, and then you getting knocked out
yes,
led us to going upstairs and meeting her
yes.
and finding out more things.
No, you're absolutely spot on. Super clever about Stormhaven. My question, however, is did Joshua leave these locations behind merely for us to follow leads to powerful people, or are these people that he suspect are in line with the Anarchs?
I think that this is I think these are crumbs for us to piece some things together. And I look at Connie and I say and reveal some hard truths that some people needed to see. That storage unit's not going to let me sleep anytime soon.
So let's just update ourselves and because it's been what, 1 day? It's been what, 1 day since the break?
Pretty much.
Since you went unconscious, yeah, it's the next night.
No. I mean, since the XP break that we had, since we got back in action.
I think it's
Oh,
only been like a day or two, maybe
yeah.
2 days,
It's been a few nights.
including today.
Yeah, it's been a few nights. Hasn't been a long
So
time.
I just want to do an update to our list, update of list. We can do it in character, we can do it out of character. I just want to.
Does Melvin have a television in his haven? Would it be something that he wants?
I would think so.
Or do you think he gets his news some other way?
He'd probably get it from the papers.
Okay.
But once he discovered television, I feel like that detective will sit there and be like, "Oh, it's easy access," but he still likes getting his papers.
Okay. Betty D will go out through her kind of like cat door, as she is wanting to do every night, and she will bring in the newspaper that's been left for you by the hippies.
Sweet.
And
Uh,
I will grab it and I'll go sit in, like, I guess my wherever my spot would be in the haven.
Yeah.
And just kind of.
You can see that there's still, excuse me, the front page doesn't have any big news as far as like anything eye-catching. It's just kind of like city stuff that's going on, preparing for like the big summer festival. But you notice that buried deep into like the back of the paper, there's been a third kind of fire set in the city. and they're looking at what might be in the serial arsonist. However, this one wasn't burnt down to the ground. They were fortunate that someone called in while the fire was kind of started, and some of the local firefighter units kind of got there in time to save the majority of the building. But the Orpheus Theater was set on fire.
Oh shit!
What?
Oh,
Um,
The
Do you share?
yeah,
the
I'll just.
the reports say that a faulty projector was to blame, but one of the detectives on the case isn't ruling out the serial arsonist, especially given that the florist shop was burnt down a few weeks ago, and then less than a week ago, a bookstore was burnt down in Kaiser. So
wait, did we know the bookstore was burnt down?
it was on the news. I think it might have been. I think it might have been that Connie and Melvin saw it on the news. I don't think
Okay.
that Albert knew the bookstore was burnt down.
Yeah, because that's new. That's new to Brandon.
Yeah. Welcome to Salem.
So, we got another. There's another fire.
Oh, another one? Where?
There was a second one.
The third one counting the bookstore from last week. We've got the theater, the Orpheus.
Oh shit!
The Orpheus.
I guess Molotov cocktails are considered projection malfunctions now, because that's what they're claiming it was.
That's terrifying. Should we? Do you have any contacts that are important for us to check up on?
I mean, I don't recall who. Do I know who's? Did anybody stay at the theater?
Um, that you would know of? Not really. The
Okay.
only kindred tasked with the only Nosferatu that are tasked with like the central portion would have been Mickey, but Mickey's gone to ground. Excuse me.
Okay.
So he wouldn't have been there. Maybe Tallulah. They call her the Tulip, but she's kind of been getting used to the north area. She might know what happened in the bookstore because she's in charge of Kaiser. Kaiser's her territory. Uh, but yeah, you can either go talk to Malcolm, the Primogen, or you can go talk to Mikhail. He's the he's in charge of the east side of town.
Well, I'll relay. Mickey usually puts his head in there and rests his head there, but he wouldn't have been there. Um, I mean, I don't know what what we would tell anybody. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're aware of what's going on, but this is not good. This is not good.
Would we go check it out to see if there's anything left behind? Make sure that everyone that we know is safe for the most part.
There's a picture of what remains of the theater. It's about 70% intact still.
Okay.
But if you look at the picture, if everybody could give me a wits and awareness roll.
Oof.
Wits and awareness.
Yeah.
3 and 2 hunger die.
Remember to take into account
Oh,
your
it's like-
hunger dice.
Oh, that's right. I have 300 dice.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I got on the hunger die. I got 8 and 5.
Okay.
And then I got a 3, a 10, and a 1.
Okay, so 2 successes.
Oh, hunger dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 6s, a 5, and a 1.
All right, so 2 successes there.
Cool. So
Melvin.
I got on my hunger dice, I got a 6, and a 10. I got a 10 on a regular die, a 6 on a regular die, and 2 3s.
Okay, so 6 successes. If I did the math right. I don't see how to make a messy critical out of just looking at a picture, so you get to slide on this one.
Okay.
We'll say that hunger 3 is enough at this moment to kind of it starts to nip a little bit more than you're used to for this level of hunger, is what we'll say happens.
Okay.
But you notice in the picture it is taken what would appear to be the day after. You can still see that there's a fire truck that's there. You can see that people from the firefighters are sifting through it. There's a crowd there in the distance. Connie kind of notices somebody in the picture that she recognizes. She doesn't know from where. Melvin, you recognize Melissa Hammond in the picture from your brief introduction to her.
Okay.
And Albert, you recognize that there are 2 women in the picture that stand out to you, but the only one that matters to you is Lydia Frost.
I know
Right.
that one.
Are,
And I point to Melissa Hammond. I'm like, I met her briefly, but that's
That's his ghoul.
I think Melissa. Oh wait, that's That's Melissa Hammond's the ghoul.
Melissa Hammond is Albert's ghoul.
Oh,
are they alive
Yeah, they're in the
in the
picture.
photo?
Oh.
like I'm like,
my.
hey,
Are they
I'll
alive in the photo, or is how? I need. Can you describe the photo? Is it like the burnt wreckage and they're just standing there?
It is a black and white picture of what looks to be the day after the firefighters have fought off the fire, and they are sifting through some of the wreckage, but the 2 women are in the crowd that is in the distance. They're about maybe 100 feet away from the theater behind the barricade, but they're front and
That's my
center.
daughter. That's my daughter.
no, that's your ghoul.
That's my daughter right next to her.
Wait, you have a daughter?
I have a daughter.
Oh, so I'm guessing you didn't think she was around anymore?
Our relationship's quite complicated, Melvin.
I mean, yeah,
That's
I
my
know that
daughter right
feeling too
there.
well.
And she thinks I'm dead. That's my daughter.
Single
And
red
she's
tear,
here in Salem.
single red tear comes down his face.
Do you think that your daughter, how would your daughter happen to be in the same place as your ghoul?
I mean, I lived right next door to her. I have no doubt that she knew.
But your daughter thinks you're dead. Why would she go to your apartment?
Because of the fire. I if I were to relay some information onto the both of you, could you promise that it stays between the 3 of us?
You
Betty,
can trust me.
Betty D
And I
starts to
just
bounce
in my head,
around.
you would tell it to me anyway. I'm bloodbound with you.
I don't know the rules for Bloodbound 2.
You'd be like, let me share this with you, Melvin. Let me tell you all this. No, I'm just kidding.
Hmm. The nature of my bloodline, so to speak. Let me look at it exactly so I don't fuck this up. Details? No.
What are you looking for?
It's Dark Secret. That's what it's a flaw I took. Okay. I just want to double check something.
Mhm.
When I was turned, my sire took my family very close attention and protection of them. And in doing so, she is aware that I am alive. And we had a relationship. And the last time I spoke to her, she was on a dig in Egypt. And lo and behold, she is now here, probably to see me. And I'm sure the last thing she heard was that my apartment was burnt down. And I can only assume she bonded with Melissa from next door, and I don't know.
Ani doesn't
But
have the time invested in the Camarilla that Melvin does. Melvin instinctively, the second he hears this, knows that's a masquerade breach.
That's
But
a
I would
dangerous.
know that that's weird.
That's a dangerous game you're playing.
just hoping to outlive her is all.
Are you trying to tell me that it was possible for us to maintain our family relationships?
No.
Yes. I have a daughter too, and a granddaughter. I know how dangerous of a game it is that Albert's playing it because I'm playing it too.
What?
I I have some connections in the police department still.
Oh, Melvin.
That's how I was able to get some of that information that we needed. You're the only two other people and Betty that know this.
Secret's absolutely safe with me.
Wait. So your family also, so you are also in touch with your children?
No, none. The only person that knows that I'm alive is my daughter.
It's difficult being a parent, Connie. Some would say it's harder to be a father, especially one who doesn't get to see their little ones grow.
Leanne's been the one thing that's kept me sane in all
I know
this.
that feeling.
It's. I know that if it gets out, I'm done for.
As do
But
I.
if I can do some good in the time that I have, and I can help her, kind of pays to have a. And I kind of chuckle when I say it. I'm like a Superman for dad. When certain crimes, certain things, but it's something I've had to deal with for a long time.
I understand.
And I look at Connie and I go, I saw the way you looked back at the hospital, at those folks that walked by. I'm neither myself nor Albert can sit here and preach to you how the masquerade is so important and that you shouldn't see your family or see your child or tell them they're alive, but just know that it's a risk to both you and them.
If they were to find out, Connie, it wouldn't just be you that gets destroyed. It'd be your family that gets conveniently murdered in the news, all for the sake of letting others live longer.
I understand. I'm really jealous that you two have been able to find ways to stay involved in your family. And I just sort of like pace around. Because my younger sister is involved with the sheriff somehow. And I have to watch from afar, and you two have been able to maintain these beautiful relationships, and all I've wanted to know is if my sister is safe and okay, and I got that confirmation from afar, and you two could have just picked up the phone. I'm not projecting on you both. I just wish Joshua would have told me that I could do that.
It's not
You're not
something
supposed
that
to.
they're gonna.
I gotta
Yeah,
sit
they're
down.
not gonna tell.
I
And
know.
it's not something that they're gonna tell you. I walk over and I kind of kneel down in front of wherever she's sitting, and like I take my hand and I kind of grab her hand. Sorry that my weird clawed hand is your hand, but I'm just I look and I kind of look at you and I just say, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like and that it's not a wonderful feeling and a wonderful thing to be able to do it. I'm also not gonna stop you if you want to. If you feel like you need some kind of closure or some kind of support that myself and Albert can give you. I mean, two of us have already got this secret out there, so what's one more?
There's a very low chance of people changing their phone numbers over the course of years. You could probably just call her up right now. That's entirely up to you. Look at him being a dad.
You know what? I'll think about it, and I and thank you um for your support. Um but for now, I know that she is safe. And right now we need to figure out Albert's situation. Um so I'll think about
I need to know why she was at that theater.
it.
And I start patting. I put my other hand on top of your hand, and I just start patting it. I'm like, the good news, my dear, is don't see anything about a guy with a hole poked in him in a bathroom. So we've got that going for us.
Small victories. Yeah.
Should we? Well, no, they had to have found him by now.
Probably just throw him in the back.
Where did you leave Did you just leave the body tossed in the bathroom?
I left him in a bathroom stall over the toilet.
Simple.
Then you didn't clean up your mess.
Yeah, I did. That's why I didn't have a shirt on.
But I'm talking about all the messes.
Did you lick the wound clean?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. And I stand up and I just kind of go, okay. Right. So maybe he's still in the stall. Maybe we can.
In a day.
You think that they haven't found him?
Those bathrooms, the body can't have been starting to smell yet, and those bathrooms, nobody cleans them ever. It's like a bathroom in a country bar.
So are you suggesting we go back to the scene of the crime, investigator? Isn't that like the number one thing you shouldn't do?
Right. But you also shouldn't leave vampire bite marks on a person that was also plugged with I'm assuming the Bowie knife that we got from Joshua's box, or those fancy claws of yours. One of those two.
Fine.
Where's the knife?
I have it.
You okay?
I have the knife.
But it's. I mean, it's nighttime, so the bar's probably open again, so we can just go to the bar.
Do I have to be the one to to heal the wound? It was weird enough for me as a woman to enter the men's room.
Again, it's a country bar. That's not weird. The weirdest thing that happens there.
Actually, don't. Can I make like a check? Not like an intelligence check about that to see like can any
Can
kindred
any
just
vampire do it?
close the wound?
Go for an intelligence and occult roll. See what happens.
I got 1 point.
I can't
in a
do
cult.
none of that roll.
1 point in a cult.
1 point in occult.
All right.
See what that does for you.
I got a 10 and a 4 on my evil dice.
Okay.
And I got a 7 and a 10 on my good boy dice.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a messy crit.
God
But
damn it.
you're just remembering things, so there's nothing really.
Just slight headache.
No. As you're kind of going back into your mind and trying to remember what Isabella told you as far as like the gift or the curse of vampirism, you're taken back to a moment, where you see that monk kind of prostrating himself for you, kind of offering his neck, and you kind of see Isabella standing over him, kind of just hand outstretched, pointing at this bare neck in front of you. You can feel the burning sensation up and down your throat. You can feel that pull of the black hole that now exists in your gullet, at the base of your stomach, inside, just that want, that need. But you also feel that dread that comes from being freshly turned and still trying to rationalize the humanity of this whole thing. And there's a moment where you just can't take it anymore. You can just feel that leash come off. The sensation of having that hook kind of pulled off of the leash and that beast let loose, and you remember just how savagely you leapt towards this prey, and just the amount of force that it took for you to pierce his flesh and kind of consume his life essence. You remember the calculations you had to make in your mind. You remember the numbers, you remember the pounds per square inch. Like that formula is forever ingrained in your memory. And as you come to and your memory kind of starts to fade, you see Isabella bend down and just lick the wound. And she closes it. She kind of shows you that this is what you're supposed to do.
Either one of us can close the wound for you, yes.
If you guys are okay with going back, I'm sorry to put you in harm's way. I almost feel like I should just do it alone, but I know that it would be even more suspicious.
I think I think we can at least work a little better if we all go. But we're all in this now, especially after what we just kind of revealed.
Just so I've been on my little notepad, I've made a list of things. Nothing secret-wise. Just an update of our list. Number 1 was find Joshua. He is with werewolves.
Yes.
Number 2, information on the Smitsi. Melvin met Grant Reynolds. Number 3, find Yvette Morrison. Nothing. And then I added a new one, number 4, which is just the Anastasia Richards tab. Find out where Jane really went, question mark. What is Antoine Davies doing, question mark. Am I missing anything?
Unless, what do we have left from Joshua's
From the list of
The list of locations?
yeah,
we still have,
we haven't gone to the boxing ring yet.
and we haven't gone to the cozy corner.
Yep, so those are the 2 places left.
And we also don't know what all of these codes on the back of the cards mean.
Right.
Well, which one? Hold on. If I go up a bit in my document, where the codes are. Where the fuck? Which is the one that? All right. So, Tower Records is left First Street. Where was Where was the the high rise we went to? What street was that on? Was that on the First Street?
The which one?
The high rise, Anastasia Richards.
No, the high rise was in the city proper. Excuse me. That wasn't in West Salem.
So that has, let me map of the city. Is that New Salem? Is this New Salem or Old Salem? What? Where's the one? Oh, I want to. I'm. Where is it? Where's Salem downtown? There it is. Okay. Is there a First Street open? Like
in Salem, probably, but the
not in West Salem.
Yeah, in West Salem, there's definitely a First Street. Anastasia Richards' apartment building is in Four Corners.
And that's in the map that's actually in map chat. I'm currently looking at West Salem chat map, which is in the Camarilla chat still.
Mm.
Okay. Just because have we already outruled the idea? Not outruled. Have we already ruled out the idea that these are all different maps, like street names?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we already ruled that out. I wasn't sure if we did or not.
Well, because we had the only one that was kind of a street name was it was First Street, I think, on for Tower Records. Or left First Street. But like, I don't remember a street named Disease.
Neither do I.
Unless it's a type of disease.
Is
that the street's named
disease
after.
was disease Gunther's holding in storage, or was that something else?
That was Barnaby's.
That was Barnaby's,
That was the bookstore.
and that's
That
burned
burned
down.
down.
Mm-mm.
And not to mention the
Nope.
lounge name. The lounge.
Oh, no,
No?
the other bookstore was burned down.
The bookstore
Okay.
Yeah,
in
the bookstore was burned.
Kaiser, in the Kaiser suburb of Salem proper, was burnt down. The bookstore in West Salem has not been touched.
Okay, good. We have to go there still.
We do, because that was the one that came with the hand. That one was scary. But like, for example, we don't know what human 12 means. That's what I was looking for in the bathroom in the first place. So it's a name and a number. Every single one has a word and a number. And we don't know what those mean.
Have we been to the cozy corner yet? No, we just said
No.
that.
We haven't been to the cozy corner yet. No.
Or the
Or the
boxing ring.
square boxing ring.
Okay, so should we go try to clean up whatever we can of Connie's mess?
It's outside of where we're supposed to be heading to.
I mean, that's why we have a van.
With a stellar name for the van yet, Melvin.
Yeah, van.
Oh, it's very good. It's a very good name. Very clever.
You had the pristine opportunity to name the van Halen, and you didn't. I want you to know this.
Oh man.
Disappointing.
Not at Blood Bond 2, it isn't.
Yeah,
Kids,
you loved it.
please send me please send me the rules for that.
I did. It's in the chat.
Hey, just send him up. Just send him my picture, my character's picture. Just send him that.
That's a level 2 Blood Bond.
That's level 2 Blood Bond right there. See that pretty picture?
And Barnaby's bookstore is the last one, yeah?
Mhm.
Barnaby's, a bookstore. That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Barnaby.
Let me copy this. We can keep going. I'm not just organizing my notes because it's been a second since we
Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
did a jumble.
So I think we should go to the bar and see if it's open.
It is technically the closest place to go to now that you're in Salem town.
Do you not want to stop by the Orpheus?
Yeah, sure. They're not gonna. I mean, this shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. If that.
I know, I understand. I'm just trying to strategize. That's all.
Well, if we're gonna go to the bar, let's go to the bar now that it's probably the busiest. And then from there we can go wherever else. I mean, the bookstore is not gonna be open likely once we're leaving the bar. Unless we go to the bookstore first because it might be open now, and then go to the bar and then go to
Well, the bar's the closest.
from here? Is the closest from here?
Yeah, because remember
Yeah,
you're in
Oh, because we're outside,
Melvin's.
yeah.
You're in Melvin's Haven.
Then let's go to the bar then, since it's already.
And I look through my stuff, and I'm like, let's not wear the same shirt that you wore yesterday to the wet t-shirt contest.
No.
And I just start like going through like piles to see if I
Yeah,
find something.
there's collections of clothing for different, like, different genders and the different age groups. There's a Jackson 5 shirt there that could fit you.
I'll take the Jackson 5 t-shirt. Is this okay?
What's mine is yours.
Yeah. There's some overalls
Yep.
that'll fit you.
Oh, I'm gonna wear overalls. The more I can cover the boobs, the better.
Well, you could wear the Jackson 5 t-shirt and the over. If you just wear the overalls, that might be a little.
No, I'm gonna wear the shirt plus the overalls.
Okay.
No,
We're
I'm
gonna-
not. I'm not gonna be like. I'm not gonna do this again. Or just walk into the bar. Hey,
The
is
rest
this
of our
where the
vampire-
titties are?
The
So
rest
we're
of our vampire campaign's just gonna be every night going and winning $100
Yeah.
until we're millionaires.
Yep.
so the bar we're going to is Wallace. The Red Eye Lounge.
The Red Eye
It's the
Lounge.
Red Eye Lounge.
That somehow sounds familiar. Okay, and what? You didn't. Nothing was really found out here except for. Jesus. Okay, I think I figured it out. I think the reason that is there is because that's where Grant Reynolds hangs.
Yes.
Oh, this has already been figured out because I was okay.
Yeah. And for sure, these individual locations have been giving us a main player
Yeah,
of some sort, with the exception of Joshua's storage unit, which just kind of
dead
shocked
bodies.
us.
It was a murder party.
It was like it was a murder party, and we were invited.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I'm sure that if we go to the bookstore, if we go to Roscoe's, we're gonna probably
Did you,
get Yvette or something from one of those
did
places.
you guys get a name for Wallace Rage? Or like a
name?
face for Wallace Rage?
I
Wallace
don't
Reed.
recognize that name.
I don't
Yeah.
recognize that name either.
On my notes here for the Red Eye Lounge, it says Wallace Rage. That's all I really have for it. Wallace
Wallace
Rage. I know it's outside the map in north of Salem town. That's all I really have. Wallace Rage.
Is that the name of this? That's not the name of the street, is it? Isn't it like off of the beaten path a little? I don't know what Wallace Rage.
Yeah, I don't
I'm not
have
sure.
I don't have that either.
Why the hell do I have it?
Who's Wallace and why are you mad at him?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
What'd he
It's
do
just
to
in
you?
my notes. It's where all the street names would be, so that's why I'm confused now.
Wallace Rage.
Is there a Wallace Road?
I mean, there is a Wallace Road, yeah.
All right,
Do we have anything on Wallace
Could it be,
Road?
could it,
Is
could
that
it be
where the
like
Red Eye-
Wallace Lane?
Is that where the Red Eye Lounge is? Because if that's the case,
I believe so.
right, then that's what it is.
And there you go.
That's what it is. I'm just a dumb.
Whew.
Let me make sure. Let me go up to where there. Wallace Road and Rogers Lane.
Oh, there it is.
Ah, there you go, Rage.
I fucked the words. That's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Words fucked.
Word fuck.
It's okay. I was like, Wallace Rage.
So we're doing this.
Let's clean up the mess and then go to the bookstore.
That works.
Let's go.
Okay. So you get into the van that is not named Halen, and you make your way over to the Red Eye Lounge.
Just to piss you off, it's Van Hagar.
You son of a bitch. You pull up and it's already in full swing. You can hear the loud kind of country music going on. I believe Watermelon Crawl's a little too late for the era. So we'll have some like Merle Haggard going on.
Yeah.
But as you pull up, you can see that the whole place is just bumping. It's packed. There are people everywhere. The stage has been moved, has been kept down. The bull has been kind of moved to the back and disassembled. And you can just see that there's just a bunch of good people just having a good time. You know, you can smell the beer, you can smell the combination of liquor in the air. There's just a myriad of colors that keep bouncing off the walls, and the only constants are that big kind of neon Bronco rider on one side of the wall, and the big kind of red and orange and white of the bull on the opposite wall. But you can see that the bathrooms are kind of untouched.
Excuse me, gents. I need to use the restroom.
She's a lady, but okay.
And I lean over to Alfred and I say, the last stall. The
Who's
final
Al-
stall.
Who's
He's
Alfred?
Albert.
Not the final countdown.
Did I say
Yeah.
Alfred?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will
Al?
also accept Simon Winchester.
By the way, yeah,
Okay,
I like.
Simon. I go to Simon Alfred Albert Winchester. And I just say, check the last stall.
All right.
I just want to point out that the names in the chat are all amazing.
Yeah.
For the
Van
van.
Gogh's been my favorite.
I think Van
Stabber Studios?
no Van Helsing is perfect for this game.
I mean, yeah. Given the heat that Connie has brought on, it definitely is. But
I also appreciate the all of the interaction that's going on here. Van Wilder, Van Damme, Van Gogh.
yeah,
You have a lot of Van options.
yeah.
I just love when McStabbers drive it into a dam and you can call it Van Dyke. Brilliant.
Yep.
So good.
Yep.
So good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
They punish him with puns all day, so I like that he gets to let them out once in a while. As you walk
I'll
into
love anybody who sends me the rules.
as you walk into the bathroom, excuse me, Albert, you see that the first thing you notice is there's two gentlemen there that are standing.
From Verona.
One, no, they're definitely from local. One of them is dressed all in black, and you see that he has a large walkie-talkie kind of tucked into his back pocket. He looks like a bouncer. You would have recognized him if you were here the night before, like everybody else. And the other one is a tall, wide, muscular looking black man. Well-to-do, slacks, very nice shoes. His dress shirt has the sleeves rolled up. He has a tie that complements the shoe color as well as his belt color. And you see that he's got a short, very trim haircut, a bit of a beard growing in. It looks to be like a 5 o'clock shadow. And as you enter, he looks at you, and the bouncer is about to kind of like motion for you to leave.
Oh.
And you hear the gentleman, nah, he can stay. Close the door, Wallace. And the guy nods at him,
There's some good Wallace.
and he steps outside.
Choo choo.
Hello.
And you see the large black man turn to look at you, and he comes up to stand right in front of you.
I'm never going into this bathroom ever. If we ever come back, I'm just pointing that out.
Yeah.
That every time somebody goes into this bathroom, horrible things happen.
Yeah. But
I've seen this movie. I don't know. I know where this movie's going right now.
And he just
But
kind
it's not-
of looks down at you.
Hello.
Were you the one that did this?
Oh.
Ooh.
I beg your pardon. I just got here. What exactly are you talking about?
He looks at you, and you see him smile. And as he does, you can see one of his fangs kind of just grow a little bit longer. And he's like, "Come on, man.
Yo. Oh,
Let's
yo.
be-
Oh, me too. Me too.
Let's be
Oh.
real with each other before
Wait.
I'm forced
hold
not
on.
to be real with you."
Wait, no.
Oh.
What about me gave it away? Just so I know.
He points at the mirrors.
Always aware of your surroundings, Albert. A master of his environment.
You, Connie and Melvin see the door open, and a large kind of muscular man steps out and steps directly in front of the door to kind of block people from coming in. It's not Albert that came out.
Well,
Melvin.
his dark secret's dying with him. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
And
I'm just gonna look at the
okay.
mirror.
Yeah.
Is that the guy the bouncer from the night before?
Yep, the guy at the door.
His name is
Alright.
Wallace. I wonder why.
Oh my
Rage,
god!
I believe.
Yeah.
Mr. Rage?
He's Mr. Rage.
Oh no, he's a bouncer.
Yeah. But the tall black man kind of walks over to the last stall and opens the door, and you can see Connie's handiwork. Kind
Oh,
of
Jesus.
just this splayed out body with a knife wound in its neck, a spatter of blood down that side, and then you see the 2 bite marks just above the knife line on the neck.
Jesus Christ. No, I apologize. This is not my handiwork. I only do people who want it. That came off wrong, but that's really how it is.
Listen, what you do with whatever you deem to be food for you, I don't care.
Understandable.
I want to know why this, and he points at the dead body, was done in my club.
No, I'm with you on that one. It's a very messy way to leave food behind. Normally, you should try and leave it alive.
He looks at you, he's like, "Are you an anarch?" And you see him kind of pull one hand over so that it's resting on the bicep of his opposite hand, and you can see his muscle flex suddenly.
I will. I'm gonna walk up to the big guy, whenever it's our turn.
Okay, yeah, you can start making your way over there. What is Connie gonna do?
Me?
My friends, I think I'm about to die.
I'm gonna reluctantly follow Melvin because
Okay.
there's no point in me standing here either.
I mean, you have guys that keep coming up to you. Like, they'll point at you. One of them will reach out and try to grab your hand.
No, I'm going with Melvin.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, but you see him. He just looks over at you, Albert, and
Hey.
he's just like,
I look at the mirror because I know well enough that I'm not traditionally part of the Camarilla. So I'm gonna go. What does that tell you?
I mean, I asked you a yes or no question, so I expect a yes or no answer.
This man doesn't look familiar at all. No?
No.
Oh, what would Melvin do? Oh, what would Melvin do? Oh. Well, as of right now, I'm
Ye-
not exactly sure where I am.
Yes or no? That's all I'm looking for.
As of 3 days ago, yes. As of right now, probably not.
So, why, first of all, is
Yes.
an anarch in a Camarilla domain?
Oh, wait. Oh, we're in Camarilla Domain. God damn it, I thought we were in West Salem. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Wait, I'm Isabella's child.
Hey, spoiler alert: Melvin wouldn't do that.
I'm
Melvin
so-
would know where the fuck he is.
all right, hold on. I'm so sorry. Please just allow me a second. We're currently on task from the sheriff. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure where I am half the time. It's a problem. So I wasn't sure if I was supposed to lie to you and tell you I was an anarch.
Green sent you,
Yes.
and this
We're looking for Joshua.
is what the fuck you do?
Well, I pointed the dead body. I don't do that. But what just happened, I'm not the mouth, as a good friend of mine would say. I'm more of the brains.
If you're the brains, I worry for the rest of this body. Outside the bathroom, the two of you walk up to the bouncer, and he kind of looks at Connie. He's like, "Hey, good to see you back."
I look back at her and I look at him. I go,
Maybe if you showed your titties, you would get that warmer welcome too.
The guy's like, "Please don't."
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I had such a great time yesterday. Came back.
Hmm.
How are you?
Well, better now that you're here. He kind of gives you a wink.
He's going to the bathroom.
Connie, why don't you tell him all about how excited you were yesterday coming to this fine establishment, and how you're looking forward to the next contest, or maybe there doesn't even need to be a contest.
What he said, just this is such a fine, such a beautiful place. Happy. And then I just sort of I retreat.
Okay. Yeah.
In my
Connie
head,
would have a lot to say.
I'm just like, you showed your breasts with no problem yesterday. And you
Yeah,
can't
we're
flirt with this guy
overalls
there.
today.
But he looks at the
But
two of you. What can I help you with?
And I look at him square in the eyes, and I look at Connie first after I see that she did not take the hint whatsoever, and I look back up to I'm like, I'm gonna be real with you, and it's partially because I'm terrified at how big you are. There's a little man in there looking for him, a friend.
He's in a meeting right now.
There's a meeting in the bathroom.
See, that's the problem. Because he shouldn't be.
So here's where I will come in.
Okay.
What's your name, sir?
Wallace.
Wallace Rage.
Wallace. What would we need to do in order to join this meeting?
This isn't a meeting you want to join, I don't think.
I don't really actually want to join the meeting, but that little man in there didn't mean he didn't mean to join a meeting. So what can we do?
I'm 11.
We don't want to join the meeting, but we have to join the meeting.
Yeah.
And I'm looking up at him as I say that.
He cracks open the door. Excuse me. Brandon, as you're talking to this large black gentleman, he looks at you. He's like, "So, what exactly are you doing in my domain, eating off of people that I did not allow you to eat off of?"
I'm not eating off of anybody here. That's the problem.
So we hear that?
Not yet.
Oh, we heard that.
No. I will
Not
let
yet.
you know when the
Not
door's open.
Okay.
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 I just came in. I need a break. I don't do really well in large groups. And my friends are outside, and we're just trying to find where Joshua went, and it's a problem.
Allen's?
Is that his last name?
Yes.
Yes.
Allen's has gone to ground. He's burnt bridges. If you're looking for him, you're gonna have to go into.
That's our task.
Green sent you to find Allen's.
Yes.
Then he sent you on a suicide mission. That's when the door opens, and you
He
hear
doesn't like
that.
me very much, so.
And you hear the bouncer from behind you. Boss, we got 2 more that say they want to be part of this meeting. And the black man looks behind you. He's like, let him in.
Thank God people were smarter than me.
I go like this to Connie, ladies first.
Oh, thank you.
And I look at Wallace. I'm like, thank you, Wallace.
He nods, and you see him close the door after you enter. Inside, the two of you see the large black man that I described earlier. He looks at the two of you. Oh, I can only assume that this is the coterie.
So
He thinks I murdered someone in the bathroom, and I had to give a lot of
right.
information away.
So okay, so wait, hold on. So we're all
I pointed the
we're all
mirror.
Oh,
okay.
gave
was
you
ve-
away.
Apparently, it's much more obvious than I thought.
And you see him go into the
Yeah.
last stall and just grabbing the guy by the hair. You hear the crack of the guy's neck as he forcibly pulls him out. And you can just see him kind of stumble in front of the three of you. And he's like, "Can I ask you which one of you thought it'd be the best idea to go hunting in a domain without getting permission from its master first, and then leaving evidence like this for Project First Light to find?"
I sort of look at the guys and I look at the gentleman and I say, I swear to you, there was no actual intention to hunt that night. Don't if that's what's happening here, if you're trying to blame it on this British man, it wasn't him. It was
Unfortunately, the lack of supervision in this club, she was attacked by that piece of shit.
I
She
was
was
really
merely
left with no
defending
choice.
herself.
I promise if I could have avoided that, I would have. But he tried to attack me and I was left with little choice and here we are and I just didn't. The last thing I would ever want to do is disrespect your space. I understand that there will be some sort of consequence for this, but I was sloppy, I was scared and that's not an excuse, but that's what really happened. Neither of these men are responsible. This was all my doing.
I after she says that, I go, listen, I was a cop. The last thing that I know to do, the last thing is people, if you're guilty, you don't come back to the scene of the crime. We didn't realize the mistake until this morning or this evening, and the first thing we came to do was try to clean up the mess.
You see him switch hands so that his left hand comes up to grab the bicep of his right hand, and you can see the forearm. The inside of this guy's forearm has a large Black Panther that's been tattooed into it. And he just looks at you. He's like, I was almost on board with taking a small price for what has happened here, but you've said the wrong thing to the wrong person. The last thing I want in my domain is a fucking pig. I've dealt with pigs. So, here's what we're gonna do. I want all three of you to drink up. And you see him just kind of pull out a small knife. And he starts to cut his vein on his left hand.
I want to be bloodbound to another person.
Will,
Yep.
out of character, do I understand what this represents?
The blood bond? Yeah, you've done it to
Like why
Albert.
he was doing no, but I'm saying like why he's doing it, like as a punishment.
Oh yeah, because now he has three people that are gonna do what he wants him to do.
Oh, okay.
You're more inclined to want to do what he asks of you.
I don't like this at all.
But out of character,
Hmm.
could we kill him? Could we take it?
Oh, You don't think that right now I've thought 4 times about just pulling my stake out and stabbing him in the chest?
Because
Because I have.
we all have stakes on us.
Yeah, but this guy, it's this guy's domain. You're gonna do that to.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I don't.
Plus, we would have to kill the other guy.
Yeah.
And there's a party going
Let's
on.
really
out there.
think. Let's really hold on. Pause the game. Pause the game. Hold on. Let's really
Okay.
think about this real
Okay.
quick.
Okay.
Let's think about this. Hold on.
Okay.
Are there windows in this bathroom?
No.
Oh, it's an
Okay.
inside bathroom.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Sometimes there are windows. So
I crawled out of a window.
Yep.
so we can't.
Here comes the checker game.
So we can't. Okay. So we can't get out without letting Wallace rage know. We can't kill this man without letting Wallace rage know. This is his domain.
Hold on.
If only you had a power that you could tell people to do other things instead.
You.
I was gonna say, who here can mesmerize?
God, if he swishes my head. Because the problem is with mesmerize. Hold on, how do I get the note? All right.
Okay, so here's the thing: is it's mesmerize or pucker up?
I just don't remember how it works against kindred. I think they have like a higher like chance to fight it.
Mhm.
I think.
Then we have the kind of shorthand.
Yeah, I just clicked that. Yeah,
Oh yeah, you did.
yeah, I'm reading it.
Yeah, the vampire can issue complex commands to a victim as long as they have the subject's attention, right?
Yeah.
Relative quiet. Instructions must be carried out immediately by the victim's ability and must not contain conditional actions.
Didn't say anything about Kindred being less susceptible.
They are.
They are.
So let's go to the big book of actual text.
You know what's in my head right now, Brandon? is you if you succeed,
Yeah.
you tell them no, you feed.
Okay, I'm thinking
And
that
then
too.
he
That's the problem.
listens to you.
I'm thinking that too. That's the problem.
All of y'all want to be bounded to each other. It's like,
Just imagine
You're gonna
having
be
some-
bound too.
Yeah,
I don't want to. I
we're
know,
all
but
in this together. Because
I
someone
know.
wanted to murder
I'm
some
just
guy.
saying, if you are successful, if you're successful and you're mesmerized and you try to like get him to drink from you, then it's like,
All right, let's all focus on what the
Are
very kind
you-
Mixed Diver Studio said in the chat.
Are you going to mesmerize?
I am thinking about it.
I
higher
mean,
generation vampires can burn a willpower to ignore dominate from a vampire weaker than them.
yeah.
And this guy is like, look, he's saying, Chewie, you're so nice for pausing.
Yeah, yes, I am.
Just-
I'm fully aware of
Such a
this.
kind
Giving
friend.
it.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of this.
This is his gift for moving away.
He's a gracious god.
Am I not merciful?
Let me see what generation Otis is.
Yeah.
Oh,
His
Otis.
name is Otis.
Oh, who was Wallace? Was the guy in the front?
Yep.
In front of the door.
Oh, yeah. He's 9th.
He's 9th level.
Yeah.
He's 9th.
9th gen.
Damn it!
All right. So
I guess it's time to pucker up.
You can make the
this is-
roll if you want to. You also need to rouse.
I've got a Hail Mary check or a Hail Mary thing I'm gonna say, but I don't know.
Why didn't we make the stake a gun? A crossbow is stake.
The crossbows are like they shoot stakes already.
Yeah,
They're
I
called
know.
arrows.
I'm
Arrows.
just thinking we should just invest in those and just start killing vampires.
It is really hard to use a crossbow to stake a vampire, just so you're aware.
Actually, yeah,
Oh.
I know. I'm just
You need Olympic level
All right.
successes.
Well, I'm if okay, are we back in?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Game on.
All right, let's
I,
get back in.
I guess I'm gonna have to. I guess I'll let Grant Reynolds know that people in his bar don't like pigs, as you so eloquently put it.
He's like, Grant Reynolds. You
This may be a mistake.
you want to invoke Grant Reynolds' name? Like it has power here?
Yeah.
You clearly think too highly of him.
Or you don't think enough of him.
He's like, okay. I've seen enough. I gave you a chance. Manuel, and you just hear, hey, it's about time. I was getting fucking angsty. And out of a corner, you see the usual kind of obfuscation that you're used to from Melvin just start to wash away. And you see what looks to be this hideous creature of a human. The lower half of his face appears to have been ripped away in an upward arc to kind of give him this kind of smiling feel to his face. He's got boils and lesions, and he's got just this scarred kind of skin that kind of goes out towards all his extremities. And you just see him as he appears, he just punches the shit out of Melvin. You can make a wits and athletics to dodge.
Question about sense the unseen.
Sure.
It says I can sense vampires who are using obfuscate.
Yes.
So would I not have known that he was there?
You'd have to roll.
I'd have to roll.
Yeah, you have to
Okay.
activate it.
Okay, I thought it was an active thing.
I believe it's not a passive ability. Just to be sure.
Okay.
It's Auspex, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
On the list.
Yeah, McStamper Studios is up in the group today. It is passive, according to them.
Oh. Yeah. Go ahead and roll wits and aspects.
Oh man. What's an aspects? That's one there. This bad boy. These two. And if I roll low, can I use willpower to reroll the dice?
I mean, remember, you have to go by whatever the hunger dice you're using.
Yeah. I got 8 and a 6 on my hunger die, and then I got a 10 and a 5.
So 3 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have seen him hanging out.
Then before I would just like to ask who he is then before he even gets the punch. It's like, and who's this gentleman over here in the corner?
Okay.
If we're all going to be honest with each other, might as well.
He smiles and he's like, never seen someone actively come in here and look around. I usually manage to keep people's attentions on me.
I just pointed the mirror. No one's ever really looking for me either.
Touche. He still does punch the shit out of Melvin.
God damn it.
Because you guys have not actively gone towards accepting the blood bond. How many successes did you get?
I got 1 on my wild die. I got a 6, and then I had 6, a 9, and a 10 on my regular die.
So 4 successes. I get 4. So he does 8, which is halved. So you take 4. Superficial. The two of you hear just the thunder crack of this meaty fist hit as two Nosferatus clash.
Perfect. Cool. All right. I pull out my stake and I stab him in the chest since his momentum's probably right in front of me.
Ooh. Ooh.
You're about to get 3 more people on your Anarchs game.
You think so? Roll a strength and melee. Try and stake him.
Okay. That's gonna suck because my things are low, but whatever.
Use the potence, Jeff.
Well, I don't have that ability yet. You have that's
Oh,
a second
damn it.
level ability to get that. But I got a 6, 6, 7.
3 successes.
Yeah.
So 1 is eaten up by him trying to avoid it. 2 plus 1 for the stake is not enough to stake him through the heart, but you do pierce him. So he takes 1 point. Takes 2 points. We'll round up for damage. He just kind of looks down at the piece of wood in your fist, and he's just like, "Papi, eso no se hace." And you see him kind of start to back up. The black man kind of looks at his open wound. Last chance. Otherwise, I get involved.
This is not a good situation. I'd rather live to fight another day.
We have so many things to do for the show.
Yeah, really.
Is anybody gonna do anything or no? Okay. Well,
Anything I do will make this worse.
Yeah, what does Connie want to do then?
No, anything I do will make this worse.
Show them your tits.
They've already seen them.
thing is, we're outmanned and outgunned
We're
here right now.
super outmanned. This guy.
Even though I was debating about pretending to feed and then shooting him in the face, and pulling my gun out. And
Oh my
shooting him
god!
in the face.
I was thinking of pretending to feed and just getting him, but this guy's probably he's probably a Bruja or something. He's gonna crack all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
I walk up. When I see him. Well, go ahead, Connie. Sorry.
Yeah, you are. What are you doing?
Hold on.
I just cry.
Okay.
The Nosferatu pulls the stake that you tried to stake him with out, and you see almost instantly, you see the majority of the wound kind of just start to close already.
For him.
Okay, look. I'm the reason we're here. Disregard my friends, including my cop friend. If I agree to blood bind with you, will you let us go? Just me.
1 instead of 3. In what
Do you want
world?
these guys? Do you really want these guys to help you out? Look, this one's we're all look. I'm a strong fighter. I just don't want to fight right now. I want to respect you because you're scary.
I have my own coterie. But there are
Well,
things
then why did
I
you want?
don't
Then why did you
want
want
to
the
do.
three of us?
There are things I don't want to do. If I can fend 3 schlubs instead of risking myself and the rest of my coterie, I will.
Right,
Business is
but do you?
business.
But look at your options. You have one who's a cop. You clearly don't like them, and you have another one who's a babbling English guy.
A little rude, but also
Are
very
are these
accurate.
the two that you want? I'm strong, and uh, my sire is Joshua Allen.
Oh, you didn't have to say that part.
You see
I'm very
that
valuable.
he was about to reach for a gun, and the second you drop that piece of information, he stops. You're Alan's childer.
Yeah.
Now we got us a bargaining chip. I will take just you if you come back to complete the ritual.
I don't want to get in the way of this right now, but I have to fulfill my bumbling idiot protocol that we just established. Connie, really think about this.
I don't think we have much choice. It's either the three of us are at his beck and call, or just one of us.
We're already doing so much to find Joshua.
I'm the reason we're here.
You're gonna want my help if you're looking for Joshua.
Sir, I don't mean to speak out of turn like I just did, but can you at least enlighten us with your name? I know this kind of gentleman over here is named Manuel. Gracias, mi senor.
Yeah,
I
that's
speak Italian.
Smiley.
Oh, Smiley, that's also a good
Yeah.
name. I can see
And the
why.
second he says that, bells go off for you, Melvin. Mickey told you that there was a Nosferatu, which is the reason that he called you in, who kind of like disappeared. And he was known as Smiley. But his coterie was one of the first coteries given domain by Birmingham when she took over. And
Okay.
they're supposed to be the ones that own all of Northwest Salem. They're the ones that are keeping the Lupines at bay, having come up with some kind of treaty with them as far as coming into Salem proper. But all 4 of that coterie have never been heard of in the last year. Like, they thought that domain was kind of dead. But you know that Smiley ran with 3 others: a Gangrel, a Tremere, and a Ventru.
Dog,
Okay.
I think I know this guy's last name.
Mm.
All right. Okay.
Nice to see that you're not missing anymore, Smiley. I don't look at him. I'm staring the entire time. I'm staring straight into big motherfucker's eyes.
Yeah.
And I just say it's nice to see that you're still alive, Smiley.
Yeah, man. The rumors of my death have been, como se dice, exaggerated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So, is this the rest of you that also decided to disappear off the map?
Otis looks at you. He's like, we didn't disappear. We've had to go quiet because of certain things. Among them, your best friend, Mr. Reynolds. So please, keep going. You have 2 strikes against you.
So you just let him in and out of your bar whenever he wants?
One keeps their friends
Because
close and their enemy closer. So yeah, I let him come in. I let him pretend to drink. And I let him hunt because that keeps me abreast of his situation. That lets me know who we're probably going to feed off of. And that lets me warn the right people. The reason you know about Eloise is because I let people know. I've stayed true to the tower, regardless of how shitty it's treating the rest of us. And he points at Smiley. Right now, my other 2 are tailing Mr. Reynolds. Because he has it in his mind to drink Nosferatu blood. So I need to know who he's after. Because it sure as fuck ain't Mickey anymore. Because if you haven't heard, he's on his way to Chicago.
Mickey's going back to Chicago?
Yep. He's getting help to deal with Reynolds.
I wasn't made aware of that.
How high in the food chain are you? Because I can tell you, the 4 of us were pretty fucking far up there. But I'm being rude in front of the lady.
If he's trying to get Nosferatu blood, does that mean he's trying to acquire Obfuscate? Or is it... Because he's the Diabolarizer. So
Correct.
what is he trying to get from the Nosferatu?
I didn't sit down to have a drink with him, did I? And he kind of just slowly turns towards Melvin.
He talked to me briefly and then told me he liked me and let me go. So I guess I wasn't his cup of tea.
No. Or you were too young.
Is he trying to lure you to a false sense of security so he could drain you, Melvin?
Could be.
I think there's a lot more on our plates than we realize.
Yeah, I've been there. That's why we went quiet. The less people know about you, the less they can ask you to do things. So do
Or
we
they
have
can
a
just make you
deal?
drink their blood.
Considering that I have to take care of this, and I have to make sure that none of this reaches the news, or worse, First Light. Yeah, I think a simple blood bond is payment enough.
Sure.
Good. I'll have the contract written up.
First Light?
Yeah. Were you not warned by your sires about First Light?
I was warned of priests with high cholesterol, but nothing else.
How much do you know about what happened in 1980? Because we were there.
The Beckoning, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of its occurrence of some of the people who were taken, and I believe it goes back to Carthage. That's all I'm aware of. I was more on the research side of Carthage during the time.
That's above my pay grade. First Light is a blanket kind of name for what can be considered a new Inquisition. Vampire hunters are out in force. And so things have gotten a little rough. Camarilla cities.
Oh, I'm fully aware, and I lift my shirt up and I show my back.
You burnt down my house.
Well, looks like you've had interactions with them.
Unknowingly, apparently. Yes.
Sorry for your loss. If we can be civil from now on, I can have you join me in my office. We can sign the paperwork so that everything is legal, and we'll put up some real collateral, some real world collateral in case you decide to renege on your part of the bargain. Kind of looks over at Connie. And he has a smile on his face. Warm smile. It's not dickish in any way, shape, or form. It is a genuine kind of like heartfelt smile. And you can feel that he's trying to kind of impress upon you that you guys will be fine.
Sure. Yeah, I don't feel any of that comfort.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
But he looks over, he's like, Manny, bring the car around.
Could I press you for more information in regards to the beckoning? I wasn't given a lot of first-hand accounts.
I go to Albert. I'm like, we've got a body and we're going to his office. I think that's probably going to be the better time to talk to him.
Yes, of course.
And as you say that, you see him kind of lift the body up like a rag doll, kind of puts one arm over his shoulder like a Weekend at Bernie's, and right as he walks out the door, you just hear his voice shift, and he's just like, "Oh man, Rodney, you gotta look after your liquor." And he opens the door, and you see the bouncer kind of let him out. He lets the three of you out as I assume you follow him.
Thank you, Wallace.
Wallace nods.
Yeah.
You just hear him, "Whoo, lay off the whiskey, damn." All the way, just kind of like shooting out, letting people kind of get the idea that this guy's passed out. And as he goes outside, you see that there is a stretched Cadillac. And Manny comes out of the driver's seat, opens the trunk. They pop the body in. He holds the door open for the three of you. Excuse me. And as he gets in, Manny kind of drives off. And you see that you have a good half hour, 45 minutes of a drive, because he's taking you back to Gunther's. And you hear Manny exchange some words with the guard. And he's like, "Oh, hey, is your kid good?" And the guard's like, "Oh yeah, yes sir, thank you for asking, Mr. Garza." He's like, "No, claro, we gotta check up. The children are our future." And he goes and he parks. And then Otis, who has introduced himself as Otis King, leads you into the main kind of office structure that looks to be what used to be a house. He goes upstairs and you see this beautiful but simple office. There's a couch to one side with a bookshelf behind it that just has what looks to be records. There's a small table with a record player, a little island of decanters of different liquors for people who drink it. The opposite wall has a couple of posters of different artists, but that are aged, that are old, like from the 40s and 50s, some that Melvin would instantly recognize. And there's even a faux kind of plastic or painted kind of gold record uh, for, oh my god, I forgot her name. Billie Holiday.
Mm.
Uh, but he has a simple large desk, no nameplate, a couple of chairs in front of it, uh, and just a view, excuse me, of the kind of shipyard where the storage units are. And he motions for you to kind of sit down wherever you want. He goes over and he starts to play Nina Simone. And he's like, "So, you wanted to know about the beckoning?
Yes.
Shit went down. It was from one day to the next. We were at a New Year's Eve party when the prince and his primogen just fucked off. Not even not even half an hour after midnight, they fucked off. We spent the whole next day trying to figure out what happened. A whip named Harvey Green was trying to organize as much information as possible, trying to get the Nosferatu who were still around do some of the actual legwork and try to figure out what happened. And he brought me and my coterie into it. Probably the worst thing that we could have ever done, but he never did us wrong. We felt like we owed him. Now he's Sheriff Green, and he has never once remembered the shit we did for him or the shit that we continue to do for him. Because as you said, we've got to go to ground. And for the last year, we've been working, trying to keep peace in West Salem. And it's been a fucking mission. It's gotten worse recently because of Yvette Morrison. You heard her?
Of her. We're aware, sort of.
What do you know?
Exists. She has I believe she's forming a group of her own. She tried to be Prince. She challenged for Prince. Something along those lines, I believe.
She hasn't done shit.
All
She
right.
she hasn't formally done anything, but she is gathering people. She's got some heavy hitters in her encampment, and they're people that could turn the tide if it starts to go that way.
Or if the tables turn.
Yeah. For a fact, people that we know of, she's got an Elizabeth Barrister. She's got fuckface called Paolo Antonio Marcucci. She's got Werner Herzfeld
Mm.
and Old Man Barlow. And it hasn't been confirmed, but I think she has a Bartley Gray involved, which bothers the shit out of the rest of us. Because he's slippery. And he's a kind of man that can get things done.
I know most of these names except for Bartley Gray and Pablo Antonio.
Paolo Antonio.
Paolo.
Yeah.
My apologies. Is he Italian?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll give it away.
Uh,
The Marcucci
uh,
or the Paolo Antonio?
the Paolo Antonio. I lived in Italy for about 30 years after turning, so
Oh, yeah? You see him open a drawer and he tosses you a lollipop? There you
thank
go.
you. I put it in my pocket.
Yeah, there you go.
I appreciate this. Thank you. It's a very kind gift.
Yep. But you see that he's been drafting something at this desk. As he's been talking. And after he finishes, he kind of slides it over to you, Connie. He's like, feel free to peruse it. It's all legal jargon, but it's fair. Stipulates 6 drinks for a complete and utter bonding ritual.
Jesus fuck.
But you'll notice that I've also laid in a stipulation that because you are bonding to me, that you have access to my domain to feed.
What a kind exchange for my slavery.
I mean, I thought so.
Are there stipulations in this contract about what kind of things I might be asked to do?
They were left vague, but they were also left so that I would not endanger you in any way, shape, or form.
Is there
Politics
anything?
too.
Hmm?
I have politics too. Can I use that to like decipher how much of how many open loopholes there are or like
Oh,
there would be in the contract?
sure. Go ahead and make an intelligence in politics. I'll let you use your politics. Do you have a specialty that you're trying to?
Do I
Oh,
have a specialty in politics?
English
I
national.
I have English national politics.
Yeah, that doesn't help you.
Yeah, I figured.
I thought you were trying to do something.
So wait till I sit down with Antoine Davies.
Oh, then yeah, that'll come into handy.
No, no. 7 and 8 on my wild my not my goddamn wild die.
Hunger.
Hunger die.
Yep.
9, 10, 5 on the other
4
3.
successes. There aren't a lot of open loopholes that you would imagine a contract like this would have. There is a stipulation that he can't knowingly bring harm to her with any task. But you do notice that there are clauses where everything that she is tasked to do has to include her coterie.
Wait, so they would have to participate as well?
Yes, this so according to the document here, Melvin and I will also be required to do any and all tasks given to you. For lack of a better term, you're signing for all 3 of us for the majority of this. Granted, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. King. If you were to leave our coterie, it would still apply not to us anymore, but to the others. I believe just because our names aren't directly listed, but it is the coterie that you belong to that is listed.
Correct. You have a good eye.
Thank you. I'm 73 years old, sir. Research is my primary document, is my primary trait. But how that I would say
You see him,
overall
he tilts his head and he just looks at you. He's like, "Well, you're older than I am."
respect to elders. I would say overall it's a fairly solid contract, Connie. Um, if any, as twisted as it is for the task at hand, he's this promise not to bring harm to you. You're allowed feeding grounds in the Northern Territory, while we are not. Um,
Then what? Then no. I
I-
said that I would be your bloodbound. Me, not
yes,
them. And yes, I would be your bloodbound, but I don't want them involved. That was the whole point. Otherwise, it would have been just I would have allowed just the 3 of us.
It's easier to change a light bulb if there's 3 of you than 1 of you.
Well, you have some pretty shitty light bulbs then if you need 3 people to change them.
Yeah.
Can I add any addendums to this contract?
What would you like to add?
That they're not involved, unless they choose to.
I turn to Otis. There's a very good chance they would be involved regardless.
I stand up and
know,
I
but
stand
I
up.
don't want you to be forced under contract.
I stand up. I go, fuck this, and I go, go ahead, bitch, cut your arm open again. I'll drink. You're not fucking doing this. I'm not gonna let you fucking be a slave to this motherfucker.
Well, it
You're
looks like
not.
we
I'm,
would all be slaves. It doesn't matter. Whether you drink or I drink or he drinks, we're all fucking slaves because of the stupid contract here.
well,
And I don't want you to have to do it either.
yeah, I'm not gonna let you do it. This piece of shit is trying to make you a slave of his, and that's not gonna happen. I promised you just this morning that I would be there for you no matter what.
Melvin, you don't know what he's going to make you do.
Well, it's obviously shit he's too afraid of because he's a big pussy,
Oh,
and he wants to have little people do it for him. This girl has gone through shit just like you have. She made a mistake and she was trying to fix it. You're waving your big old dick around and trying to force her into something. And I can't sit here and let her sacrifice everything for the three of us. If she goes down, I'm going down with her.
That's admirable. I can see why you were chosen to join the tower. I used to be like you. I learned how to play the game. This isn't checkers you're involved in anymore. It's chess. And sometimes you have to do some heavy, heavy moves to gain the upper hand. You've had a rough night. I'm the one that has to get rid of the body that you left in my bathroom. I'm the one that has to make sure that that doesn't get out into the news so that we don't drag any more Inquisition members into the city like we've already had. I am the one that has to clean up my domain because some youngling came in and thought, I can get away with this. I'll just get a slap on the wrist because I'm new. We're all new at some point. This is when you stop being new.
It's funny because according to the tower, this domain's abandoned. They don't even consider it yours anymore.
We can see what happens if you want to dispute it on June 1st when Birmingham is holding her new Elysium. Is that be better for you?
All I want to do
Good.
is resolve whatever the hell it is that we need to resolve here right now. I will happily go to the Elysium, but like I told you, if she's involved, I'm involved. So
He stands up and he looks at you. He's like, you've claimed to know the tower's rules. So let me ask you, if you bring your argument before Birmingham and I bring my counter argument, who is she gonna order to meet the sun? Because it's not gonna be me. And he points at the door. There's a door. I've been patient enough. I can wait until a couple of days from now when Elysium is held. I believe we call that check. And he sits back down.
I just walk out.
Okay.
I start walking out. I'm like,
Melvin, Connie, Albert, and Connie. What do you want to do?
So if I understand this, we could leave this up to Birmingham to decide.
This is the Gangrel Prince, yes?
Yes,
The Toreador
Okay.
Prince.
the Toreador Prince.
Geraldine Birmingham is a Toreador. She's a rose.
I thought the prince was a Gangrel.
Nope.
Am I thinking of a different area?
Yep.
I'll ask about it after the game. Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Honey,
I don't know what to do.
neither do I. The document is solid. There's no way to really work around things. But if you want, uh, I look at Otis and I look back at her. If he's willing, I would easily just take your place in the matter. I have no genuine concern for myself. I've lived a very good life.
No.
And my daughter is old, and I have no need to look upon her from afar.
Will, I walk back into the room.
Okay.
And when I are they still they're still there talking?
Yeah. You see that Melvin Albert is kind of whispering into Connie's ear.
I walk up to them and I just look at them and then I grab the pen and I sign the contract.
Fucking A, bro.
Okay.
This is bullshit. This
And
is
I grab it and I
bullshit.
toss it at Otis.
Okay. Well,
Why?
he
It
looks
should.
he looks down at the paperwork and he looks up at Connie. Is this good for you? Does this signature stand for you? Childer of Allen's.
Fuck you.
He nods. I'm glad we've come to an understanding. It would have been a shame to have brought this up in Elysium in a couple of days. So, he goes over, you see him switch the records, and he starts to play some Otis Redding. And as he turns around, you see him just kind of start to cut his forearm again, his left forearm. And as he steps forward, this is where we'll end the episode. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us again. As always, please wash your hands. Please keep your distance. Please keep covering your faces. And please get your vaccines if you haven't already. And as always, please look after each other. I'm putting some phone numbers in the chat for those of you watching live on Twitch. Because mental health is part of our general health and there shouldn't be any stigma about it and it shouldn't be a taboo subject to talk about. So if you feel like you need help, please do not be afraid to reach out to anyone. If you're a friend or family member of somebody that is usually a strong personality, please reach out, say hi, how are you doing? Because that can easily change the trajectory that any person is on. And so I encourage you to, if you feel like you need help, please do not think that there is anything wrong with you in doing so. And if we're ever available in chat, please feel free to reach out. And we will try to do our best to kind of talk to you after the stream is over. But with that, I leave you for tonight, and I hope that I will see you on Wednesday for our Legend of the Five Rings game, or on Friday for our Star Wars Out in the Dark campaign. And if not, we will see you next Monday. Take care and good night.